Welcome, everyone. Today is a big day for Fellow, and I'm so grateful that the 100 or so people can be in the room with me today, and I'm grateful that hopefully hundreds or thousands of people streaming live can also experience this from your home. Today is not just a product launch for us. Today we're launching into a new category. For the past 13 years, Fellow has been about elevating and amplifying your home coffee ritual. And honestly, what we're going to show you today is only possible because of all of the learnings from these past products. What we learned about coffee extraction and temperature stability, pushing the boundaries of manufacturing, and obsessing over every design detail. All of that goes into this. For so long, we have wanted to move beyond just coffee, but we weren't ready. It took time. We refused to rush it. Well, folks, today we're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Series 1. Fellow's first espresso machine and a new era for espresso at home. For years, home espresso has meant compromise. It meant complex machines that were hard to master, or inconsistent results unless you spent thousands and thousands of dollars. Or frankly, just some designs that didn't feel right on your countertop. Years ago, we imagined a machine that combined Fellow's trademark simplicity, innovation, and design language. A machine that makes you feel like a skilled barista without the steep learning curve and stress. But make no mistake, behind this beautiful design, Series 1 is a powerhouse. Every inch of this machine is packed with innovation aimed at one thing: helping you brew incredible espresso at home. We've combined technical brilliance with a human touch. Series 1 doesn't just make espresso. As you'll hear today, Series 1 guides you, holds your hand, empowers you, and helps you craft the best espresso you've ever had in the comfort of your own home. Who do we design Series 1 for? Honestly, Series 1 is designed for all espresso lovers. If you're new to espresso, jump in. This machine is going to hold your hand. It's going to make it easy. It's going to make home espresso approachable. If you're a coffee nerd, you're going to be blown away by this machine's precision and advanced customizability. This is professional cafe quality made approachable. Let's take a look at Series 1 in action. enough for me. Let's hear from a few of the folks who actually made this thing possible. Nicolette, our lead product designer on Series 1, come on up.
Thanks, Jake. The Series 1 design is extremely intentional around size, color, and material selection. We aim to pack as much performance as possible into as small of a package as possible. We're telling you to clear your countertops, but honestly, the footprint of the design is a feat in and of itself. Where we landed was a design that fits perfectly under your kitchen cabinet with space to spare above for cup and tool storage. If you move to the front of the machine, you have a dedicated area for pulling a shot. You can maneuver over to the side for steaming milk and adjust the steam wand in various positions. If you're looking to dispense hot water, you can keep your cup in the center of the drip tray exactly where you pulled your shot. No need to move the cup anywhere else. Series 1 is compact, efficient with the space it takes up on your countertop, and it makes a statement. And it makes this statement from 360 degrees around. The design is truly made to be viewed from every single angle, and the back of the machine is as visually stunning as the front. And because of this, it deserves a space on your dedicated coffee bar or as the centerpiece on your kitchen island. If you take a closer look at the machine, you'll see that it's encapsulated in this wrap component. And the wrap is what provides this pop of color against the classic Fellow matte black look. If you look even closer, you'll see that we thoughtfully hid away a lot of the tools that you need to keep your machine running. For example, we have a 2-liter water tank that can be filled in place or easily removed to be filled at your kitchen sink. Underneath the storage pad, we've hidden tools such as a backflush disc and steam wand cleaner. And on the drip tray, there's a water level indicator that pops up at the exact moment your drip tray is full and otherwise stays hidden under the stainless steel grill. As far as materials go, we balance premium plastic finishes against metal touch points to create an aesthetic that complements a wide variety of kitchen environments. We pulled the group head to the front of the machine as a centerpiece, as it's where a lot of the magic around pulling a shot happens. It's balanced on either side with a polished Cool Touch steam wand on one end and quick access buttons on the other side, which Bashir will speak to in more detail. Even down to the accessories, we made really thoughtful design decisions around how to make your espresso preparation process an even better one each and every morning. From a portafilter that lies flat on the table as you tamp, to a tamper that has a really nice weight and feel in the hand, to a knockbox that matches the color, material, and finish of your chosen wrap color. And now that we've talked about the outside of the machine, let's dive into the inside and talk about everything packed inside. And for that, I'd love to pass it off to Nick Terzulli, our VP of R&D.
Thank you, Nicolette. All right, so I'm going to get a little nerdy. So that's my job, right? So I'm asking for grace. If you don't understand something, we'll chat after, right? So let's start out for a second. What makes quality espresso? So for me, quality espresso is the combination of two things. It's the combination of thermal stability and pressure stability, right? Some machines, if you're not thermally stable, they fly all over the place. Your pressure's not thermally stable. There's no shot-to-shot consistency. What you really need is the combination of both to make great espresso at home. I want to talk for a minute about the current landscape of home espresso machines, just so we can get on the same page about why Espresso Series 1 is so different than anything else on the market. So let's talk about dual boilers, right? So dual boilers, they can be very, very thermally stable. Most commercial espresso machines are dual boiler. They're all 220 volts, right? There's a reason why a lot of cafe machines are all 220 volts. But, you know, the dual boiler machines that you have at your house, they can take 20 or 30 minutes to heat up. And you're putting them on a special outlet timer and, you know, you're setting them to, you know, trigger 30 minutes before you wake up, right? So that's a dual boiler. Let's talk about a single boiler. So single boilers, you can get decent thermal stability, but most of them are controlled by like a thermal snap switch. And if you want to pull a shot and then steam, you have to wait for them to heat up. Then you have to purge. You have to wait for it to cool down. You know, and then it's like, well, I want a little bit better thermal stability. I'm going to go buy a PID kit, right? I need a PID. Okay, you go buy your PID kit, but it's still not great. Let's talk about a heat exchanger. Okay, now you have this big steam boiler with this heat exchange tube inside, right? And depending on how long you let the water sit inside that heat exchange tube, you can basically be boiling, just dropping boiling water on your espresso puck. And that's not great. And you're like, oh, well, I heard this thing. I need to do something called a cooling flush. Oh, how many times do I need to do it? Oh, go buy a special group head thermometer. And, I used to install them for people when I was an espresso machine tech. People would come to me and be like, I don't understand this. Oh, you need to get all these accessories, right? So cooling flush, cooling flush, cooling flush. Let's talk about thermocoils and thermoblocks. So these can be good. They can heat up pretty quick. But in all the R&D that we did with Aiden, we basically proved that the only way to get really, really good thermal stability out of them was to keep a constant flow rate, right? And so for espresso, your flow rate changes in the beginning of the shot versus the end. And because you're not able to have really, really quick thermal changes, these blocks can swing, 8 degrees during the shot, plus or minus 4 degrees. Fellows a 2-degree temperature control company, and this really wasn't going to hit our mark. So now we move into, low thermal mass heaters. These are great. I mean, we use them in Aiden, but you're limited by flow rate at the power out of the wall. So at 120 volts, all you can get out of this thing is around 3.8 milliliters a second, and that's without any significant thermal drop between the heating element and, say, like where your espresso puck is. And so knowing all of this and understanding all of this, we decided, what if we started with a complete blank piece of paper? What could be the dream machine? And so understanding all of this, we invented a new way to make espresso. And I want to stress that we didn't just apply for a utility patent. That utility patent is granted. We have a granted utility patent as of today's launch. We're calling it the boosted boiler. Let me explain how this works. We combine the best aspects of a low thermal mass heater with a mini boiler that feeds into an independently heated group head. We have a multi-point heating architecture that lets us control 3 different heating elements in harmony to give you unparalleled thermal stability at the puck. We have been able to achieve the thermal stability of a commercial dual boiler machine at 120 volts with a heat up time of less than 2 minutes. And if you understand physics, you understand why my head is exploding inside my body right now, because this is just a massive technical achievement. Okay? So we have thermal stability covered. Now for us, that's not enough. Pressure is the other part of the equation. Right? So if you're an espresso aficionado, maybe you bought a machine that has like an overpressure valve in it, and the unit comes to you and my shot's pulling at 10 bar and I don't understand what to do. I need to open up the machine and adjust my overpressure valve. Oh, this overpressure valve is plastic. I need to buy a brass one. Or you buy, a single boiler machine and it has a 12 bar spring, and you're searching the internet and you're like, oh, I have to get a 9 bar spring, right? It's not easy for a user to really get the results that they desire. And so with Espresso Series 1, we completely did away with all of that. We use a pressure sensor to actually measure pressure real time at the group head. So it completely eliminates the need for all these things. And what you're able to do is you're able to set the pressure to whatever you want, right? Now let's talk about pressure stability. Now there are other machines on the market that try to have stable pressure control, but most of them just turn the pump on at 100% and they rely on another mechanical means to do water overflow. And what we are doing, we're not doing something called bang bang control. We're not doing 100% off, 100% off. You might hear a pump go, bah, 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 right? That's not what we're doing. We're actually cutting the waveform, and we are delivering an extremely smooth profile to the pump so that when you say you want 3 bar of pressure, it's 3 bar of pressure. When you want 6 bar of pressure, it's 6 bar of pressure. You can even control how fast you ramp with the way that we're controlling this pump. So I just want to stress the immense amount of R&D that went into not only the thermal side, but also the pressure side. All right, so that's espresso. We've covered the innovations in temperature and pressure there. Let's talk about steaming. We very intentionally designed Espresso Series 1 to be approachable for people of all skill levels. We have a single hole steam wand tip that provides enough pressure to get a really nice vortex without being overpowering to a novice user. You'll also notice that we have a thermal sensor built into the tip of the wand that can let you stop steaming your milk at whatever temperature you desire. So say I want 140 degrees Fahrenheit flat white. All you need to do is set your dial to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and the machine will automatically stop steaming milk for you. Additionally, I want to talk about some of the actual internal architecture things with regard to the steam wand. We can put water into the drip tray at any time. This means that we can prime the group head before a shot, but you know what it also does? How many times have you heard, purge your steam wand, purge your steam wand? Before you steam, you got to purge your steam wand, right? We automatically do that for you. We can clean the lines of water before it ever gets to the steam wand tip so that the steam is as dry as possible, so that your milk remains as undiluted as possible for a better textured milk. Okay? And when you're done, simply put the wand back into place and it'll automatically purge for you again. That's steaming. Let's talk about hot water. We put the entirety of Aiden into the hot water spout hidden underneath the group head. You can do 2-degree temperature at whatever volume you want at the push of one button, right? Everything's hidden. Lastly, I want to talk a little bit about maintenance. Okay, so a lot of people think, oh, this has a boiler. Do I need to replace an anti-vacuum valve? Do I need to replace a safety valve? Do I need to rebuild a mechanical steam wand? And the answer is no. We designed this architecture and we designed the solenoid layout so that everything is done for you. The only thing you need to do is use high quality water and the machine will tell you when to descale. Okay? So in conclusion, this architecture was designed to pressure profile, flow profile, and even thermally profile across a gradient. You can replicate shots from any machine ever designed. And this has never been done at this price point. And so now I'm going to turn it over to Bashir, who's going to talk about how a user can actually harness all of this power. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. Precision and consistency are prerequisites for a good user experience at all skill levels. Otherwise, you have beginners unnecessarily second-guessing their puck prep on their second or third shots, and you have experts wasting their time adding hacks on hacks on hacks when they could be spending time making creative decisions for what they love out of their shot. So the Espresso Series 1 interface has been carefully crafted to balance both convenience and control. On top, it has shortcut buttons for instant access to each of the 3 key functions: brew, steam, and hot water. On the front, it has that familiar dial and our biggest, brightest screen to date for walking through a more guided process or dialing in all of your settings. Let's start with hot water. Press the hot water button on top, and the machine instantly starts dispensing water at your exact choice of temperature and automatically stopping at your desired volume. Because of Series 1's digitally controllable solenoid manifold, it's able to bypass the boiler and dispense without any preheat time. Personally, I love to use this feature to brew matcha at home, but also I love using it for warming up my cup prior to pulling my shot. Let's talk about steam. Push the steam button, and like Nick mentioned, on screen you'll see a live readout of the milk temperature with steaming stopping right at your chosen target. Turning the dial allows you to adjust that target alongside tips from Series 1 about how to find the right match for the drink you're trying to make. And then, when you're done, move the one back into the home position, and a built-in switch automatically triggers a purge. And then, of course, there's brew. Press the brew button, and you'll start a brew using the currently active profile. On screen, you'll see the current stage, like pre-infusion, infusion, and ramp down, a shot clock, live pressure readout, and progress towards the volumetric target that it will automatically stop at if you so choose. If your shot pulls too fast or too slow, Series 1 will be right there for you with concrete tips on how to improve the next time. We learned a lot through making Aiden, And we're really excited to bring the same powerful concept of profiles to Series 1. With shot profiles, you can set your overall dose, your ratio and temperature. You can adjust your pre-infusion's pressure and fill flow rate. You can set up multiple stages of pressure in the infusion, and you can tweak the ramp down pressure and auto stop mechanic, be it time, volume, or neither. All that together gives you full creative control to replicate shot styles from some of your favorite machines, or make something entirely original. We know these things take time, care, and craft to make, so you'll be able to create, edit, and share these via the Fellow app as well. Now, not everyone is as enthusiastic as us to fiddle with every last detail, and sometimes not even in the same household. But if you use the dial on the home screen, you can access a guided mode with built-in guidance for the most popular drinks. So, for example, selecting cappuccino will walk you through step-by-step from dosing the right amount of beans and grounds into your portafilter, pulling the shot, adding the right amount of milk, and adapting the steam temperature target on the fly based on the type of milk that you input. Last but not least, we're excited to announce drop support for Series 1. Every Tuesday, we text you about our favorite coffee in the world right now, and your device will already have downloaded a matching shot profile created by one of our in-house Q graders that'll help you get the best out of your beans. And to hear more about Series 1, back to Jake.
Okay, you've seen what this thing can do. Now let's talk about how you can get one. I am thrilled to announce that Series 1 will be priced at just $1499.95 for the black-on-black model and $1599.95 for the color wrap with wood portafilter and matching wood tamper. I'm so proud of this price. During user testing, I had a barista come in, use the machine, and she turned to me and said, "Finally, a machine that I am excited about and I can afford. This didn't exist before. Now it does." But wait, there's more. There's always more. We don't ship today. So, if you pre-order, and this is a limited time offer, you will receive Series 1 at a $300 discount. And you will get $100 in Fellow Drops coffee credits. I'm so proud of this price. Now let's talk about shipping. When are you going to get it? Series 1 will ship before holiday this year. Okay? This is not a prototype. This is not vaporware. This is an off-tool product, and right now, we're in deep testing to make sure that we can deliver on all the promises we made to you today. Right after this demo, the 100 people in this room or so will get to walk out and demo this machine. You'll get to see it in action. Then we're going to take these machines to SCA in Texas, and we're going to demo this product at our booth all weekend long. Starting next week, we'll have a machine both at our Los Angeles and San Francisco store. Come in, check it out, use it, see it, demo it. And then over the next few months, we're going to bring machines all around the world to different events and trade shows so you can see it in action wherever you're at. This thing rocks. But don't take my word for it, okay? Let's hear from a couple of the leaders in our coffee community who got a first look at this machine 2 weeks ago. This is where the magic happens.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh man! Wow. You are looking at the Fellow Espresso Series 1.
I feel like there's always been something mystical, I guess, about espresso.
There's something about making it yourself. It's kind of like, you save money for your own car versus being bought a car, you're gonna value it more. And also at the same time, you get to pick the coffees you like. You get to pick the recipe you like. You get to learn about the coffee and I think appreciate it in a way that most of the time for like all of the course of history, only baristas got to do.
Normally, espresso machines just have one way to operate. They just blast. They have one flow rate, they have one pressure that they kind of hit, and those parameters are really difficult to pull espresso with.
There's so many different ways to extract espresso. And so I feel like being able to learn like what you like is like one of my favorite things to help customers with. And I feel like that's something you can accomplish on this machine. You're able to do all the things, it's like very exciting.
I was blown away, I think, on every level.
It's just a really great cross between the worlds of your home enthusiasts that are incredibly intellectual with the way they approach espresso to your home barista that's just kind of getting an introduction. So it's very user-friendly while also being incredibly technical.
That is the thing that really stood out to me the most. How you have so much freedom. You have pressure profiling, all the other settings for novices is also great.
My whole career is like based in latte art, so I'm usually pretty picky. I'm picky with steam wands. I'm picky with milk because milk is usually the thing that holds someone back from accessing good latte art. So if your steam wand can't do it, what are you doing? And that one did it. I mean, the proof is in the cup that I drink a bunch of sips out of, so.
It seems like it's going to be super easy to use. Really, just like step by step, you can figure out how to make a good espresso in a short amount of time.
I think about people are going to want to learn to make better coffee at home, and like this makes it so accessible and easy.
What about in terms of how the shot went? Is it going to help you, give you some guidance?
Yes, there is shot guidance. If your shot went too fast, if your shot went too slow, it'll give you suggestions on how to make your next shot better. You're giving this like rocket ship to people who might not ever be able to get that level of technology in their home and trying to make it really easy to understand. And as you grow and as you learn, you can go as deep as you want.
Absolutely.
And I really just like the design.
I feel like it has a better literal physical profile to sit on your counter than a lot of these other machines.
There's not a lot of intimidating parts. There's the group head, a water spout that's almost invisible, and the steam wand.
This kind of just builds on the suite of Fellow products, the look, the feel, the quality. We saw a red that was really vibrant, and it was something that I would really love to have in my kitchen.
For like my dream espresso machine that I've always wanted in terms of its capabilities, I was like, I might as well just get one tomorrow if I, was able to. I was very shocked at this is easily a machine that professionals would pay thousands of dollars for.
There are features in the Series 1 that aren't even in $3,000 espresso machines.
This can very much easily become an easy recommendation for any sort of barista, whether it's at home or, your professionals who want to make espresso at home.
I would recommend this machine to anybody, honestly, who wants to make espresso at home, whether they're a beginner and they want a machine that is going to be easy to use, nice to have in their kitchen, allow them to kind of grow into it. Definitely not something that they're going to grow out of. And then at the same time, it can satisfy the needs of an espresso purist or a coffee nerd or someone who's really advanced and has all the brewing gear and gadgets. They have all of the features that they need here.
To understand how to make coffee on their own and maybe appreciate a little bit more the craft of the barista, how complicated or uncomplicated coffee making can be.
The goal of this machine was to basically come up with something that could please everyone and compromise almost nothing. This is Espresso Series 1.
I love that video. We should have just played that video from the start and then put up the pre-order link. It's powerful. So Series 1 is our love letter to espresso. This was 2 years of development by over 20 people. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who worked on this real quick. So from mechanical to firmware to electrical, software, product design, UX, UI design, our coffee experts, our industrial design partners at Branch, and everyone else at Fellow who helped bring this to life. And this has been a labor of love, and this is a very special moment for everyone here to be able to finally show you. So thank you. We believe Series 1 is going to fundamentally change your morning routine, your gatherings with friends, and the way you think about espresso at home. It removes the barriers and leaves just the joy and the craft of espresso. So, It's time for the hard close. I invite all of you to join us in this next chapter. Be amongst the first to own Series 1 and help us shape the future of home espresso. Share your journey with us, your recipes, your custom profiles, your latte art victories. We're all going to be here cheering you on. From the bottom of our hearts here at Fellow, thank you for being here and for being part of the Fellow community. We're so excited for you to experience Series 1. Here is to the espresso revolution.